Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. I'm Ross Benjamin of RBWins.com. It's Friday, August the 26th, and we have a couple NFL preseason winning picks for you. The games that go on Sunday, the 28th. Before we get to that picks, without further ado, my guest every Friday is the guy they call the Iceman, Jesse Schule. Jesse, why do they call you the Iceman? I never asked you that.
It's a reference to that popular 80s movie Top Gun, Val Kilmer's character.
Ah, okay. I thought it was because you're a great NHL handicapper, which you are. But
I am, but no, it's that cool under pressure. You know, Top Gun was pretty cool when I was a kid, let me tell you.
so we're both enjoying a phenomenal NFL preseason thus far. I know that you made a prediction before the preseason started, and I'll let you recap what you said a couple of weeks ago and where you are right now.
Well, you asked me what my strategy was for betting the preseason, and I explained to you that I like to be very selective. I only put out a handful of games. So throughout the entire preseason, I look to put out about 10 games. And my strategy is I want to win about 70% of those games. So I'm 7-2 heading into the final couple days. I've got one more play listed. It's my total of the year. Now, even if it loses, I'm going to hit that goal, but we're definitely looking at a win there. I'm pretty confident about that.
So you talk about prophetic. Not only is this guy a great handicapper, he predicts his own records. Hopefully, the prediction he made of 7-3 doesn't come to fruition. It's 8-2. So, but if it does, look, he's even more prophetic. But at the end of the day, we're paid to win for you, and that's what Jesse's going to do with his final pick of the preseason. Myself, 8-1 thus far this preseason. Right now at sportscapping.com, that's ranked number 2 among 75 handicappers that are monitored there. And Jesse's number 4 at 7-2. So we're right up there at the top, folks. And between the two of us, 15-3 with our NFL preseason premium picks. Jesse, where could they find you? What's the best spot or what's preferable for you to send the viewers to in terms of what site they could find you at?
Well, Ross, it's always good to go to the source, and the source is jesseschule.com. And you can also hit me up on Twitter and Facebook. And I do hit people back right away when they send me DMs. So
yes, you do.
Anybody wants to get in touch with me, I'm accessible.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell you from experience, folks, he's probably the best in terms of when I send him messages, getting back to me right away. So I'm sure he treats his clients the same way. And that certainly is a fact. Anyway, let's get to our free picks on Sunday. You're going to take a look at the New York Jets and the New York Giants. Break up the Jets. They're -3. They're 2-0 on the preseason. Jesse, what do you got?
Well, this is going to be a big game between two undefeated teams in this preseason. New York, New York, but I'm looking at the Jets, Jets.
That's about as much emotion as you're going to see out of Jesse ever.
I had the Jets for a big win last week. I like their backup quarterback situation.
Yeah.
A guy named Mike White, who you might remember upset the Bengals last year, and Chris Dreveler, who is from Canada in the CFL. He came from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. He won Grey Cup in 2019. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm pretty good with my CFL, and I'm quite familiar with some of these guys out of the CFL. If you look at these guys' numbers, Mike White he's thrown for 188 yards on 22 of 37 passing in the preseason so far. No touchdowns, no picks. He hasn't turned the ball over. They've scored a couple running touchdowns on some of his drives. Streveler, though, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception on 14 of 20 passing. He's been accurate. He's played in the fourth quarter, and they have scored 14 points in the fourth quarter in both their games, coming from behind. It's quite obvious to me that this team wants to win. Robert Saleh's never lost a preseason game. A lot of you guys probably don't know much about Chris Dreveler. I would compare him to Taysom Hill. He is a guy that runs the ball. When he won the Grey Cup in 2019, he threw for a touchdown pass ran for 30 yards, and caught a pass in that game
Wow.
as the backup quarterback,
Wow.
a la Taysom Hill. So look for Chris Dreveler to do good things again, and look for the Jets to take over this game in the fourth quarter and win.
Good. So the Jets -3 over the Giants from Jesse Schule. And again, folks, that game goes Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to look at the other game on Sunday, and that's the game between, excuse me one second, folks, trying to get my graphic up here. And that's the game between the Detroit Lions and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That game goes at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. I'm going to make it short and sweet, Jesse, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. I lean on keep it simple during the NFL preseason, and it's worked great for me over the years. As a matter of fact, since 2011 at Sports Capping, 70-47 with my NFL preseason picks. That's good for 60%, folks. That'll make you a lot of money, and that squelches the myth that you can't make money during the NFL preseason. Having said that, right now, the Steelers are a 4.5-point favorite, and the total in that game is 39. Detroit's coming off a 27-26 win at Indianapolis last week. And since the 2018 preseason, any away underdog of 6 or less, like the Detroit Lions are, and they're coming off a straight up win, real simply put, 34-8 against the spread, which is good for 81%. Not only have they covered 34 of 42, they also won 30 of those 42 games straight up. So a betting angle in the NFL preseason, and a very good one at that. Again, folks, since 2018, and any preseason away underdog of 6 or less, coming off a straight up win, 34-8 against the spread, good for 81%, and also 30-12 straight up in that situation. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions plus 4.5 at Pittsburgh, and Jesse Schule, he likes the New York Jets -3 over the New York Giants. So, Jesse, any final thoughts, and anything coming up in college football on Saturday?
You betcha. I got my Big Ten blockbuster going early in Ireland. And final thoughts, we swept the board with these picks last week, Ross. Let's do it again this week.
Yeah, matter of fact, folks, if you've been following our Winner Circle podcast here on our YouTube channel, since the NFL preseason has begun, we are a combined 11-2-1 against the spread in the NFL preseason. So we're getting it done. I don't hear a lot of complaints out there, and rightfully so. And I appreciate all the kind comments and the compliments we've been receiving over the last 2 weeks. And that's what we're paid to do, folks, is win for you. But don't forget, these are free picks. You can find our premium paid selections. Jesse Schule at jesseschule.com. That's SCHULE.com. And you could find me at rbwins.com. And also, folks, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's absolutely free to do so. There's no strings attached. I don't know why you wouldn't. Great handicappers all football season. Jesse being one of them, myself being the other. Doug Upstone from DocSports.com. Sean Higgs from PicksandParleys.com. So we have a lot of good handicappers on this show, and the winning will continue. So make sure you subscribe, and when you're there, hit the alert button or the notification bell so you get alerted immediately upon any of our winning Winner's Circle sports betting podcasts going up on this channel. Until the next time, for Jesse Schule and Ross Benjamin, have a great weekend, folks. Take care. Good luck, and God bless.